Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Right. Hey everybody, we back again.
Hey, we're back and we're live.
I'm Spencer, your co-host, and of course we have our licensed clinical therapist, Naz.
Sleepy time now. The doctor sleep. Doctor sleep a lot? I don't sound right. I sound perverted.
Sometimes I just like to watch you stumble and fall, and it just
Mr. Sleep?
works out perfectly.
Isn't there a bad guy called Mr. Sleep? Dr. Sleep? The Sandman. I was way off.
Anywho, remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. It's completely up to you.
There you go. Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. So, our next guest for the show, we have a somatic and mind-body healing expert whose own diagnosis with Crohn's disease led her to pioneer a whole new way of seeing symptoms, not as a betrayal to the body, but as invitationals to deeper wholeness. She guides people through nervous system regulation, community, and practice. Please welcome Dr. Erin Hayford.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Good to have you on the show.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars: A New Hope, episode 4, for all those people that need me to say that. We're going to be talking about hero's journey from the beginning with Luke Skywalker, seeing the end of his aunt and uncle, to then blowing up the Death Star, seeing that journey and how it relates back. We're also going to be talking about illnesses and how that change comes with changing who you are as a person. And really making you do other things in your life to really make those decisions count. And so we're also going to be talking about stepping into who we are and who we're meant to be, as well as using wisdom and intuition to really help us face challenges as well. With that, Naz, anything before we get to the show?
So, Doc, you're a nerd, right? I assume. No, ain't too many people pulling out Star Wars shit on this podcast other than us. So did you preemptively were like, these guys are autistic. We're gonna do Star Wars. Or did you already knew you were gonna do this? You rage baiting us?
I had no idea what movie to choose. But then it kind of dawned on me, the hero's journey is a big part of my work. And I was like, well, what's the most classic hero's journey movie there ever was, which is Star Wars. So here we are.
There we go.
I grew up, I'm an 80s kid. I'm a Star Wars kid. So I didn't know that you guys were into it, but that works out well.
We're into it.
We're really into it. We've got restraining.
Tell you. I may have lightsabers. It's fine.
It's fine. I had one too, and I had it on the wall back here, but it looked like a crucifix almost, and I just thought it was the wrong vibe.
Yeah, the Kylo Ren one. So that one, you know,
people aren't fans of it.
You religious?
Yeah, deeply. Really. I'm sorry. I'm excited to do some Star Wars stuff. We haven't touched a Star Wars movie or a joint in a while. Yeah, I don't think it's might have been some TV shows here and there. I don't think we
had. The last one was Andor, I want to say.
It probably was. It was probably at least a year or so ago. I wanted to say Bad Bunny. Definitely thought Bad Batch, but I couldn't think of the other word. Definitely not Bad Bunny. All right, let's get into the show. Let's have some fun. Let's be hella nerds, but talk about the journey. And also, I think Spencer gonna have some voices. Some guests will be joining us. Maybe some Skywalkers. We'll see. Imitations, maybe. All right. Whoop whoop.
Yes. Whoop whoop.
See. Aaron, can we get a whoop whoop?
Whoop whoop.
There it is.
Got distracted there by the voice.
We did. That shit was funny. Yes.
What?
Nice.
Yes. Luke.
Oh, we got to do that when we're getting into the scenes and shit. We got to. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Those poor little Jawas, they got murdered. That's what it is.
All they do is pick up trash. They do. That's all they do is pick up trash. And then all they do is like, they just try to like sell you back like your shit, but for more money. You're like, what the fuck?
There's some sons of bitches, man.
Like, oh, this is important to you, eh?
I'm gonna steal your shit. They're like the
Debo. I need you to go
sand.
kill a big ass snake monster. All right, there you go. Then you get your shit back.
Debo's cute as shit though.
Shout out Mandalorian.
Facts.
R.I.P.
Damn. Okay.
He's not dead.
Okay. Heartbreaker. All right.
Like no.
Gaffy sticks, bantha tracks. It's just I've never heard them hitting anything this big before.
They didn't, but we are meant to think they did. These tracks are side by side. Sand people always ride single file to hide their numbers.
These are the same Jawas that sold us R2 and 3PO.
And these last points, too accurate for sand people. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
But why would Imperial troops want to slaughter Jawas? If they traced the robots here, they may have learned who they sold them to, and that would lead them back home.
Oh, wait, Luke! It's too dangerous!
We're too close.
Stay on target.
Loosen up!
Gold 5 to red leader.
Lost Tyree, lost touch.
I copy, Gold leader. It came from behind.
We've analyzed their attack, sir, and there is a danger. Should I have your ship standing by?
Evacuate? In our moment of triumph? I think you overestimate their chances.
Rebel base 3 minutes and closing.
Red boys, this is Red leader.
Rendezvous at Mark 6.1. This is Red 2. Flying towards Red 3 standing by.
Red leader, this is base 1.
Keep half your group out of reach for the next run. Copy, base 1. Luke, take Red 2 and 3.
Hold up here and wait for my signal.
To start your run.
This is it.
Should be able to see it by now.
Keep your eyes open for those fighters.
There's too much interference.
Red 5, can you hear from where you are?
No sign of any.
Wait, coming in point 35.
I see them.
I'm in range. Target's coming up. Just hold them off for a few seconds.
Close up formation.
Almost there.
Almost there. I can't hold them. It's away.
Negative.
Negative. It didn't go in.
Just impacted on the surface.
We're right above you. Turn to point 05. We'll cover for you.
Hey there. I just lost my starboard engine. Get set up for your attack run.
Rebel base 1 minute and closing.
Big wedge, let's close it up. We're going in full throttle. That'll keep those fighters off our back.
Right with you, boss.
Luke, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
Be just like Beggar's Canyon back home.
You'll stay back far enough to cover you.
My scope shows the tower, but I can't see the exhaust port.
You sure the computer can hit it?
Watch yourself. Increase speed full throttle.
What about that tower?
You worry about those fighters. I'll worry about the tower. R2, that stabilizer's broken loose again. See if you can't lock it down.
Fire! Coming in, point 3.
I'm hit.
I can't stay with you.
Get clear, Wet. You can't do any more good back there.
Sorry.
Let him go. Stay on the lead.
Hurry, Luke, they're coming in much faster this time. We can't hold them.
R2, try and increase the power.
Hurry up, Luke. Wait!
Wait!
Rebel base 30 seconds and closing.
I'm on the leader.
Hang on now, too.
Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke.
The Force is strong with this one.
Luke, trust me.
His computer's off. Luke, you switched off your targeting computer. What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm all right.
I lost R2. The Death Star has cleared the planet. The Death Star has cleared the planet.
Rebel base in range.
You may fire when ready.
Commence primary ignition.
Have you now? What?
Yahoo!
Look out!
You're all clear, kid. Now let's
Blow this thing and go home.
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Hey everyone, before we get into the show, please check out our collaborator, Bubs Naturals. They sell a variety of health and wellness products, including collagen peptides, MCT oil powder, coffee, apple cider vinegar gummies, and other amazing products. Go to bubsnaturals.com and use our code DSP20 to get 20% off your entire order. And with that, let's get into the show. And we're back again.
We're back and we're live. Is that my best Vader voice? I don't.
The fuck was that? That was Vader? Yep, perfect.
One of my clients said.
Right on the money.
She said that Anakin was like her favorite. And I was like, yeah, you definitely got Anakin vibes. Just, I'm the therapist that's training you. And I'm like, you're supposed to be the chosen one. And she's like, I hate you. It's perfectly timed up. Perfectly timed.
Nice. She'll betray you.
A matter of time. It's a matter of time. Yeah,
other influences will be like, I can save them. Like, no.
I can't wait to show her this clip. Like, I know you're trash. But she makes a comeback at the end,
Yeah. After getting her limbs cut off.
All right. Her worst nightmare. Her OCD will have fun with us. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we have a guest on Dr. Erin. Could you give us a little bit of your journey in the mental health field? How did you come to be in this lovely field we call mental health?
Yes, I can share. So yeah, my journey is also a hero's journey of sorts. As you mentioned in my bio, which I forgot I gave you my bio. I was like, how does he know so much about me? And then I was like, I probably gave him that information at some point. So
no, he looks it up. He likes
okay.
Yeah, he's really good at. Let me not shit on him. I was gonna say he's really good at pervert creeping on people. That's not true at all.
Hey, hey. If I need to find him, I find him.
I find him. Yeah. It's the autism.
Sure.
So like you said, I had Crohn's disease, and I got diagnosed in my early 20s. Had been kind of not like, I wouldn't say chronically sick before that, but just like, lots of like little things here and there. And then eventually it finally culminated into this autoimmune condition. And that just catapulted me into a journey of trying to figure out what was going on. Because at 20, I was sick. I was really sick. I was they put me on a lot of medications. I was very weak. I was very anemic. Like my life changed right at 20. And meanwhile, all my friends are at college and like partying and, living up the college life. And I wasn't, because I couldn't, I was sick. And so I don't know why, because I grew up in the conventional kind of medical world, where you just, you get sick, you take medications. That's kind of the journey. But I just had this I think it was just like stubbornness or refusal to accept that this was going to be my life. I was just like, I'm not going to do this. Like, this is not going to be, essentially they told me, you're always going to be on these medications. Eventually you're probably going to have surgery. Like, it only goes downhill from here, was kind of the story I was being told about Crohn's disease, the prognosis I was given. And so I decided to try to figure out a different way. And so that's what put me on the journey of learning nutrition, learning herbal medicine, eventually going to naturopathic medical school. Like, I was just going this alternative route. Like, maybe I can find an answer in the alternative medical world. And it was when I was in naturopathic medical school that I stumbled upon, as an elective course, mind-body medicine, something called biofeedback, and started understanding how the nervous system and your mental health, the way you've been programmed, your childhood experiences, trauma, etc., influence your physiology. And that's when light bulbs started coming on for me. And it just took me in a whole different direction. And so, long story short, from that point forward, I just started studying as much as I could in that realm. And the way that I do things is, as I'm learning them, I apply them to myself, because that was kind of part of the point of my journey, was how can I heal myself? Like, how can I not have this prognosis of just being chronically ill, feeling weak, feeling unable to do what I want to do, like moving towards surgery. And so as I was like basically experimenting on myself for a decade, doing all these different modalities I was learning, when I started doing the mind body stuff, that's when I really started to see a shift in my illness. And, conventionally it would be referred to as in remission. I like to think of it as healed or gone, because I don't have any symptoms. I don't have to take medication. I don't have to manage it in any way, shape, or form. I don't have to eat a certain way, like nothing nothing in my life is reflective, excuse me, of like having to manage an illness at this point. And so that's what I now focus on. That's the work I do now with people, because I feel like it's a big root of illness. It's a big part of our health. Obviously, I think Gabor Mate says it something along the lines of, you can't look at illness and not also consider like everything that surrounds that person, the environment they're in, the family they come from, the culture they're in, the societal, things that surround us, and not think about how that also impacts health. And yet, how often is that ever looked at? How often is your doctor ever asking you those questions in the 5 seconds they see you? So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm helping people hone in on that part. And it's, I see it as part of the whole network of, healthcare. Like, it's not just the only thing you should be doing, but I think it needs to be part of what you're doing, because it's an essential piece of health and healing. So that's how my journey got me to where I am. Basically, my own illness kind of perpetuated me, or put me into this whole different world, this whole different life. And here I am.
For those of us that don't know, the listeners, what's Crohn's? What is Crohn's?
Yeah. Crohn's is an autoimmune disease that impacts the gut. So it can affect any part of your GI tract. Mine happened to be in my small intestine. So it's just a lot of inflammation, I was so uncomfortable, just so much bloating and pain, like really intense pain in my gut. I couldn't eat anything, like I couldn't keep anything in. It would just move right through me. I had a lot of like food sensitivities, made me very anemic. There's a lot of bleeding, and it's just like, yeah, it's really not great.
Yeah.
It's similar to colitis, but just different kind of way that it shows up in the body. So that's the gist of it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So how would you say, so through your sessions and talking to different people, how do those kind of conversations go? Especially maybe say if you have somebody who doesn't necessarily kind of not believe, but more of like they're kind of a skeptic into like what you're doing. Like, how do you kind of walk them through exactly like your practices and how you do those things?
Treatment planning.
Yeah, totally. Well, most of the people find me through Instagram and like can see what I'm all about. So usually they're like on board by the time they get there, but there are a lot of skeptics of this work, as you can imagine. And I was kind of thinking about this earlier today, actually, just like, I don't know why it came up in my brain, but I was thinking how this work I do can kind of meet people where they're at, in terms, like, it can go real woo and be like, you have purpose and, spiritual reasons for getting sick, or it can be as scientifically black and white as you want it to be, which is that like trauma, shifts the way your nervous system functions, which shifts how everything in your body functions, which can lead to illness if chronically flipped on. That's usually my starting place with people, because I feel like the skeptics want to know, like, what's the mechanism of action? Like, how does this actually happen? And so the way that I would, just sort of phrase that or talk to people about it is kind of what I just said. When we are traumatized, when we experience trauma, when we have chronically stressful, I feel like all of us are chronically stressed to some degree these days, just because, like, look around. But if we are chronically in this state of stress / trauma, where trauma has this more chronic alteration of how our nervous system is functioning, our nervous system is connected to everything in the body, literally wired to every single part of our body. And when it's wiring and firing in a way that's saying you're not safe, something's not safe, be alert, be kind of ready to fight or flight or flee or whatever that is, it's sending different signals to every part of our body. So it's changing how your gut is functioning. It's changing how your muscles are functioning. It's changing how your heart is functioning. Like, it changes everything. And so that is great in the short term, right? Fight or flight is needed in the short term. We need to get away from the threat immediately. But when that is flipped on long term, that's where we start to see stuff going awry, right? Like autoimmune disease is the immune system suddenly is attacking itself. Like, that's not what it's meant to do. And it's, from these like kind of chronic signals coming into the immune system and changing how it functions, that can eventually flip on these like autoimmune processes, for example, in my case. So with a patient or with a client, how this would look is essentially kind of like, any sort of intake form. I'm asking like, what was your doing like an ACEs, or is that something your audience is familiar with, those
ACEs trauma
questionnaires?
score. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing something like that. I mean, obviously just asking like, what was your environment growing up? Who were your caretakers? What was your environment? What were, just kind of doing a survey of that kind to figure out where they're coming from, what kind of, environment they were born into, what kind of like world they were living in through, we know ages 0 through 7 are most impactful on cognitive development. And then to a lesser extent, but still impactful, 7 to 25 is really laying down kind of the tracks of how our brain is wired and who we think of ourselves and how we show up in the world. Like it's very impactful, that early programming that happens. So I'm really looking at those ages with people and figuring out like what was programmed into your system. How is your system functioning? What is it responding to now that happened then? And somatic experiencing is the main modality I use with my clients. So it's sort of similar to EMDR in that it's working with like more subconscious nervous system reprogramming. So that's the modality I use once where you're kind of figuring out like what your history is, what your body might be holding on to and responding to via illness, and then working to figure out how to like release it, essentially release those stories and reprogram, rewire the nervous system.
Okay. We'll get into that in a second. I got a way off topic. What the hell is this microphone that you got? It looked like you just talking into a fan. It looked like one of them little circle fans on the desk. I'm like, what the? Oh, okay. It's a blue microphone. Okay. It also kind of looked like some little Sith Lord type thing too. Like, little Death Star.
Little side note.
Spoiler alert. I've never seen something in a circle shape before. I'm like, what is she talking to, a fucking fan? Girl, you hot over there?
I want to sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love a woman with a deep voice. It's probably a dude. It's probably what I'm attracted to. That's a gay joke for myself. Sorry. I'm up now. Pivoting on to a serious topic. So very important topic for actually everyone paying attention. One of the main things what I wanted people to take away when I saw your profile, I was like, hey, I would love to talk to you, blah, 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 is everyone starts to have these symptomologies when they're really stressed out, when there's a lot of stuff happening. But when you take neurodivergent individuals, autistic ADHD individuals, you start to see the symptomologies even worse. So I'll get a shit ton of clients that are in the college realm, right? Because I mainly work with college students, and horrible gastrointestinal issues, autoimmune disorders are creeping up, OCDs, horrible, self-harm, all the stuff is like bad. GERD, inflammation, fibromyalgia symptoms get even worse. It's like, it's nuts. Then they graduate. Like, yeah, I'm not on any of my meds anymore.
Yeah.
What? Like, girl, you okay? Like, no, I don't have any of those like horrible symptomologies anymore because I'm like constantly traumatized by the college system, or whatever system that they're in. But at my age ranges I work with is the college system, classes, school, the friendship dynamics, professors, advisors. My PhD students way more traumatized than my undergrad. And I just have a lot of clients that have autoimmune disorders, but are exacerbated by their stuff. If you look at the studies for like Black and brown folks or just poor folks, the constant traumas that they go through leads to higher rates of death. Mortality rates are like extremely high. People technically with my trauma score are supposed to live like 15 years shorter than everyone else. It's like, holy fuck.
Man.
Like, well, it's been a good run. Higher rates of blood pressure, cancer, autoimmune, a ton of different things when like the trauma rewires everything. So I'm glad that we're having this talk today. So now,
and I think it's like 80% of autoimmune diseases are women, like cis females have 80, or female presenting folks are 80% is So I mean it so clearly speaks to like the systems, like, and that I think this is where it gets really tricky, because obviously doing this work there's only so much you can do on an individual level. Like you can heal your familial, personal, traumatic experiences from childhood, etc. But there's then the systems you live in, right? Or like you said, like the college system, or wherever you're hitting those walls or those barriers, because the system is just not meant to allow for success of whoever whatever the system is that you're in that is oppressive. Like that's a problem, that's a barrier. And so this work to me feels
it's it's like, what the hell's going on with the girlies just holding it all in, their body's just like, yeah, we're dead.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, cause it's like, it's suck it up and conform and like survive in a system that is not conducive to, it's like you have, like, women are now expected to be, right, like the caretaker and the worker and the this and the that. Like you're supposed to play all these roles and you're supposed to pretend that you're fine and not be bitchy and not be angry and not be this. And, like you're supposed to just like smile and be like pleasant and then do all these, it's yeah, like you're not supposed to be a human, but then do all the human things at the same time, which is why we get sick, because we're pushing ourselves and we're being someone we're not. Like we're putting on too many hats and forcing ourselves to be someone we're not, and that's what makes us sick when we have to play these roles and conform.
A lot of masking. Yep. Voice Spence.
Yeah. So you often talk about symptoms are messengers, and that the body doesn't fail, they respond. Could you unpack that idea for us a little bit, and also how it changed your view on chronic illness?
Absolutely. Yeah. So if we think about how stressful experiences, traumatic experiences wire our nervous system differently. So then our nervous system is sending all these signals, causing illness. If we kind of go back a little bit further than that, because that's sort of a mechanistical explanation of like how, cause and effect psychology causes physiological changes. What is happening when we are traumatized or stressed out? It's kind of what I was just saying. It changes how we show up in the world. So we are like, for me, for example, like I'm the people pleaser now. I make everyone happy. Like I don't want anyone to get mad at me, because when people get mad, shit hits the fan and it's scary. And so I have to pretend like everything's fine and swallow my anger. And so I become someone else, right? So I'm holding in that. And that's sort of how trauma stays alive in our system, is we change how we show up in the world to survive, to stay safe. And as we continue to engage in those behaviors that were learned from traumatic experiences, we're kind of keeping that trauma alive in our system by saying, I'm still not safe to be myself. I'm still acting or behaving or responding as though, and obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but that's a very kind of straightforward way of thinking about it. So like for me, again, if I'm like holding my anger in my whole life, if I'm just smiling and saying I'm fine when really I'm like, devastated inside, or I'm having a big emotional experience, but I'm just like swallowing it and smiling and making everyone happy and bending over backwards and going out of my way to make the world peaceful, to keep myself safe. Eventually, like that's where illness comes from, right? So my nervous system is like wiring and firing, like, oh my God, you're not safe, you're not safe, you're not safe. Illness starts to show up. So illness is not this thing where like suddenly for no reason your body just fails, right? Like bodies don't just fail. They are responding to signaling. They're responding to these signals that they're receiving from your nervous system, which is responding to signals it's getting from the environment. Like your nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for threat. Like where are we not safe? Are we not safe? Where's the threat? Where's the threat? And you guys probably have talked about the window of tolerance on your podcast before. It's this idea of like we all have this like amount we can tolerate before we get dysregulated and like lose our shit basically, or like become either dissociated or in fight or flight or whatever that is. And so we have this window in which we feel grounded and present, and then we can move into a state of dysregulation. And so people who have more traumatic experiences or have a more stressful environment tend to have a smaller window of tolerance, because we are just more trigger happy, so to speak. Like more feels scary and threatening. The world feels less and less safe to people who have experienced more and more trauma. And so, the color, like for example, if there's like a trauma that I've experienced that the color red is associated with, now all of a sudden, every time I see the color red, I'm getting triggered. Or every time I see a dog because a dog bit me, I'm getting triggered. And so the world starts to trigger me more often. My system becomes more reactive. And so that causes these pings coming into my system constantly. And so, right, my nervous system is like constantly responding to like, there's a threat, there's a threat, there's a threat, there's a threat, based on all this programming I've received. And that's keeping me in that state of my body's constantly responding, putting me in that state of stress. And then so symptoms, therefore, are this message trying to say, like, please tune in, like it's not just a failure. Your body just didn't stop working. Your immune system didn't just start attacking you for no reason. It's responding to something.
What's going on?
And that response is to you showing up in the world. And it's not that it's your fault, right? People kind of bring in this idea of like, you're saying it's my fault that I got, it's my fault that I'm sick. You're blaming me for being sick. I've gotten those comments a few times on some of my posts. We didn't cause our trauma. We didn't cause the world to be what it is. But the unfortunate reality is that it happened. And now we have the symptoms, like our body's now holding it. So now we're responsible for it, right? Like we can't not do anything about it if we want to feel better. And so we become responsible for what our body is now trying to communicate to us, which is saying, your system doesn't feel safe. What is it responding to? And what is within your control to begin to rewire and program so that you can start firing in a direction that causes health and healing, essentially.
A lot of people think that they ain't got to do nothing to like for all this shit to get better, or like it's just gonna be time. Nah, homie, we don't have to do a lot of things. And I just be sitting there watching them like slowly die, and I'm like, all right, you don't do no shit though. It ain't nothing gonna change. And so I'll send people, Spence. I sent someone the resources from the NAMI stuff that we talked about the other day. I'm too freaked out to do any of that. I ain't doing that. Okay. Well, I tried. So you can only, help so much with some folks. With nutrition, group therapy, medication, diet, I like what you said with the nutrition, exercise, companionship. Maybe they get an emotional support animal. Maybe they start setting more boundaries with themselves, maybe other people. Maybe they start taking less stuff at work, right? Who fucking knows? Maybe they need to move. There's a million different things. Before we go further, so a lot of folks that are listening, she's not just talking about like big trauma, so big T. If you're a neurodivergent individual and your life was unaffirming or inaffirming, I don't feel like that's a word. It just ain't right. If it just wasn't right, because your parents forced you to eat certain things because they didn't understand that you were like neurodivergent. They forced you to wear certain clothing. They forced you to go to certain classes, to take the bus at certain times. Other people were bullying you. All these little small cuts saying that you're too much, you're too much, you're too much, you're too emotional, too emotional, too emotional. Stop crying, stop crying. You need to go outside. You need to go play with all these friends. And you're like, I don't want to play with the friends. I want to inside play with my Legos. Those do add up as a shit ton of stress. And then what do? You learn to be normal, neurotypical. And then you go to college and you're like completely freaking the fuck out because you're still inundated by like this, your thing, the stuff in which your parents had pushed down on you, but they love you. It wasn't to hurt you. It was to adapt you to like this normal society. So for those folks, the trauma could be all the other little things. As a lot of my women say, my parents just didn't care. They did care a lot, but they cared about the certain things that they were pushing in their agenda, what they thought their kids' life should look like based on their lives or their neurodiversity and not their kids' neurodiversity. So people start freaking out with me and like crying all the time because I'm like actually being affirming. They're like, what is this? It's like, love? Kindness? I don't know. Suck it up, kid. Because then I usually have to be mean to them because being too nice just deregulates people. You can't be too nice these days. We were in group therapy and one girl said the other one was pretty. She's like, I'm gonna start crying. I was like, Jesus Christ, you can never win with this group. Can't say nothing nice to none of you motherfuckers. All right, I'm done.
Are you?
No.
What would you say is a misconception that you're constantly having to like address when you talk about just mind-body medicine?
Yeah. Well, I think it's that blaming one. I mean, that's one that has come up several times, and it's like, I get it because basically people are like, so you're saying I got cancer because I suppressed my emotions, basically, like, thanks, like that's cruel and, not fair. And again, my response to that is we're conflating blame with responsibility. And I was talking to my friend about this the other day. Like if someone came up to us and like cut our leg off, right? Like, obviously that's not our fault. Someone attacks you, cuts your leg off. But now what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to be like, well, it's not my fault, so I guess I'm just going to sit here, right? Like kind of what you were just saying, Dr. Naz, like you've got to do something about that, or that leg is going to go septic. And I think maybe because it's in the psychological realm and, culturally we have been so terrible at like acknowledging it as like that being a real thing that like impacts you, right? It's not just like suck it up and swallow your emotions. Like our psychology has an impact, a physical impact on us. And it's it's a thing that's happening just because you can't test depression in a lab or whatever. Like it's still real and measurable and has an impact. But right. So like, you're not going to just not cut your leg off. It's not your fault that someone cut your leg off, but now you're responsible for the result of that wound. And the same is true with trauma. And I think I think that's the rub, is that it's not fair. It really isn't fair. It's not fair that you experienced bullying. Like you're saying, it's not even these capital T traumas. It's bullying. It's all these little things that just made you feel not safe in your own skin, not okay to be yourself. These little things that nagged at you and made you change who you are and made you uncomfortable in your skin. And it's not fair. And, again, when illness kind of comes up in response to that, it can just feel like rubbing salt into a wound. And so my goal with this work is to make it feel empowering for people, where it's saying illness is actually an invitation. It's actually an opportunity for you to acknowledge and find all the places where you were taught that you're not okay to be yourself, that it's not safe to be yourself, that you're somehow fucked up or wrong or weird or bad, and reclaim those aspects of who you are. Because it's, if we kind of can expand our worldview, because obviously our initial thing is illness is bad, it's uncomfortable, no one wants to be sick. And I'm not saying that we should want it or celebrate it or anything like that. It's uncomfortable. That's all there is to it. But if we can start to see it as this intelligent response from the body, where if we start to like really listen to it and dig into it, it actually leads us into all of those places, all those stories where we were told, again, we're bad, and we start going off track from ourselves. We can kind of find ourselves through illness. And that's what I found in my own story. Like, by actually working on that mind-body connection, I was able to recognize what I was holding in my system, where I felt fucked up, where I felt wrong and bad and not okay who I was. And I started to reclaim those aspects of myself and started to reintegrate them, right? This is kind of like Jungian shadow work, like reintegrating these parts of myself that I cast away into my shadow and allowing them to be who I am again. And that's where my healing came from. And so that's my big reframe. My whole paradigm, whatever you want to call it, that I teach from is called sacred illness, because I think of it as this sacred invitation to actually step further into yourself and further into your life, versus what we think of it now, which is that it's ruining my life, it's getting in the way, it's taking me further off track, when really it's actually the opposite.
What the hell is somatic therapy? So I got clients, a lot of neurodivergent kids, a lot of my girlies talk about somatic therapy. They talking about feeling things through their body, the breathing, right? These physical pains, or they'll be like, nah, you need to feel your emotions. Instead, need to be more connected. And so they'll recommend somatic therapy for a lot of neurodivergent folks to deeply connect with their body more, because they're very disconnected. And a lot of folks that have been through actual physical trauma, so sexual or physical abuse. And so they're very disconnected because they don't want to be connected, because that shit is terrifying. And so they're completely disconnected, dissociated from it, distant from it. There's a word I'm looking for and I can't touch it. Whatever. Son of a bitch. That word always escapes me. But yeah, so they're always like somatic therapy, EMDR, what should I do? A lot of my autistic folks is, right, do that. I'm like, yeah, that'd be good. Work on your body shit. And then some folks, like, will it help me feel the feelings? Like, I don't fucking know how this stuff works. It's all that voodoo stuff. I don't know what it is. I'm joking. That's all that hippy dippy shit. It's white people voodoo. It's somatic shit. You mean tell me
99.9% white.
As one would say, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Because I will clip it. I will post it everywhere.
I'm proud to be a white American.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not going to say it. Don't tread on me.
Cue Hulk Hogan music.
Yeah, don't tread on me.
R.I.P.
We were in group therapy the other day, right? And it's pretty much a black group therapy. And one of the white dudes is like, yeah, I'm going as Hulk Hogan. And I was like, so I'm hoping,
you want to be?
I'm hoping I'm not going to do any psychoeducation right now. I was like, I'm just going to kind of step away from this and hopefully no one gets mad. And I was like, hopefully we can just walk out the door, because we're walking out the door. And I was like, brother, I don't think that you should maybe go as Hulk Hogan.
You're just like, yeah, brother.
And all the other brothers,
yeah, brother. I hate him too. Like, what? Wait a minute. What?
Bro, it was kind of interesting the other day. I'm gonna text him later and be like, bro, you probably shouldn't go as that, and then come back to group therapy saying like, I had a great time as Hulk Hogan. Probably shouldn't do it. I feel like the other black folk in group gonna roast your white ass.
Hey guys, I mean, come on.
He's a legend. Fucking bigots. Now my client. Hulk Hogan.
All right, well, have you said?
Whatever you say, Nas. He's a good country boy. Bro, what the hell is somatic therapy? I'm so sorry. Don't you judge me with your fucking fan microphone. I can't get it out of my brain. It looks like
just wanted to
why
get
is she so hot?
so bad.
Yeah, I know. Get that spritz.
Yeah.
Brother, what is somatic therapy? And actually,
That was your
how do people
took you 80 years? Just ask the question. God,
how can
what
people
is somatic
practice that
therapy?
shit? How can people practice it at home? And so how can they do somatic therapy at home? Just breathe. I'm sorry.
Just breathe. No. Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways to think about it, because I think there's that word is used a lot, right? So I was specifically trained in somatic experiencing, which is Peter Levine's work. He wrote that book, Waking the Tiger, which is an excellent book for anyone interested in like mind, body, trauma stuff. But yeah, so that is a kind of a more specific modality. Like there's specific ways you like go into the session and tools you use within that. Generally speaking, I think when people talk about somatic work or somatic therapy, yeah, it's learning how to, like you were saying, connect to your body again, which is really hard to do, as you were saying, for people who have had sexual abuse, any sort of, like physical abuse, anything that basically made their body unsafe. And so they detached from it for many reasons. So my part of my background is I used to work in an inpatient hospital in Arizona for like people with addictions, PTSD, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, and disordered eating. And they offered EMDR and somatic experiencing, which is how I actually learned about somatic experiencing. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what you say or what you've seen, but a lot of times I noticed that folks felt that EMDR was really stimulating for them. And so I don't know if this is true across the board, so this is just a disclaimer. But what I noticed is for folks who felt EMDR was too, like, stirred the pot too much, somatic work seemed to be like the gentler cousin in that sense, because it was like something about the bilateral stimulation was really stimulating for them, and it stirred a lot of stuff up. So somatic work, yeah, it's this gentle invitation to feel like, what is your body feeling? It's kind of this like blend of mindfulness meditation meets, more modern therapy type style, because you're saying like, what's happening in my body right now? Can I meet that with acceptance? Can I experience it in my body right now? And learning how to have that connection. It's kind of like rebuilding the bridge between your mind and your body, like reconnecting to everything below your neck, right? That we've cut ourselves off from. And I think that we cut ourselves off from our bodies due to trauma, but also because of like life, right? You have to work 9 to 5 and you only get so many bathroom breaks and you can't eat lunch until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like we're constantly disconnecting from our bodies just because of the way life is now. So yeah, it's this gentle reconnection into what are you experiencing in your body, and then the way somatic experiencing specifically works is when you're tuning into your body and sensing kind of what's there. I believe it's like SIBAM or SIMBA. It's like one of those acronyms, right? So it stands for
I know Simba.
Sense. What's that?
Simba. I know Simba.
Yes. Do you want to sing the Lion King song for us?
Oh, look at you. You caught on. He's like, I know what you're talking about, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, everything's a fucking
I know the
reference.
scene.
Big surprise.
Continue, Doc.
But it stands for I think senses or sensory. So like, what are you sensing in your body from a sensory perspective? I is images. So any images that come up as you're tuning into your body. B is behaviors. Like, do you want to like get up and run away? Do you want to itch? Do you get fidgety? A is, yeah. Well, like sometimes when you tune in, right, it like brings
now?
it like sometimes.
Well, it could be.
Hey, crackheads are people too.
They are people too. You know what? You know what you need for your crack addiction? Somatic therapy.
Simba. But basically what Simba means, or what it's alluding to, is when you tune into your body, it can bring up like any order of
physical sensations,
responses.
Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes it brings M is memories, right? So it can just bring things up, and that tends to help you point in the direction of what is this feeling, this emotion, or in my case, this symptom. When I tune into the sensation of my symptom and I have these like memories or sensations or emotions come up, how is that, that kind of then ties into like what the body's holding on to, and you help move through it. So another, I think, important piece to all of this is And, I don't want to step on toes because I'm not fully sure of how you guys talk about it on here, but from my training and my understanding, we get traumatized when we can't complete something, right? So something is so big and overwhelming and stressful, we like get kind of stuck in the moment, right? Like we can't fully move through it. So if you think about a car accident, right? Like you freeze, right? You go into that freeze, you get hit by the car, you don't come out on the other side because you're kind of dissociated. And so trauma work, again, in my world, is about helping you complete what never got to be finished, helping you feel the feelings, helping you process and move through the experience that you didn't get to finish because you didn't have the skills, the resources, the know-how, the support, the safety, etc., that you needed in that moment when it was happening to do that. You just froze and sucked it in and held it in your body, and like it gets frozen in time. And so in somatic experiencing, you're basically going in and finding where all these things got stuck in your system and helping the client complete it. So feeling the feelings, discharging, crying, yelling, whatever that might look like moving through it as if you're finally getting to the other side of that event. And that's how you start to reprogram the nervous system, because you're saying, okay, we completed that. Now, what do I need to do to help my nervous system like let it go and be in the past and be back where it was and not keep reliving it, like living as though it's still happening, not keeping it alive in my system anymore. So that's what it looks like on my end. Again, I think somatic therapy can look very different depending on who's doing it and what they're trained in. But that's the gist of what I'm doing with clients.
There you go. So I do a decent amount of that already then, where I bring it back in the body right now. What's going on right now, kiddo? I don't know. What are you feeling? How's your body feel? This bing, bang, boom, right? You're walking through the physical sensations. Where is it at? Where is it feeling? What are the memories? What are the thoughts, right? You're being more in the now. It is a mixture of like EMDR. It's the same thing as helping you process that moment or that thing, that stimuli in a more therapeutic, healthy, full circle closing way. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep,
I
exactly.
like that. So let's say I was your client. This is going to be a joke. But I'm having physical symptoms, and my physical symptom is constipation.
Mm-hmm.
So Spencer's like, does that mean I'm emotionally closed off because I'm trying to date right now and I'm too scared, so my body's shutting down? Is that what that is? I feel like that is. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
I think there's one way that people think about mind body stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Louise Hay. Like, there's lots of books that'll say like, if you have this symptom, it means this.
Okay.
I don't prescribe to that fully because I've worked with enough people with similar diagnoses where they're different. But that being said, constipation, I mean, I think there's something to be said about the metaphorical sort of way that the thing is showing up, right? So you're holding stuff in your body. Literally. That doesn't necessarily mean it's, yeah, right. Like literally. So there's something about like fear of release, fear of letting things move, right? So you can look at the metaphor of the thing, but it doesn't always mean like it's because your dad yelled at you and you're holding anger in, right? Like the reason for it can be multifaceted. But yeah, I think it's more like there can be common roots to the way it's showing up in your body, but it can express, the same.
I love it. I'm gonna go tell my dad. The reason why I can't shit is your trauma.
Stop yelling at me. I can't poop.
You disabled fuck. All jokes aside, just got out of group therapy. Folks have gastrointestinal issues, constipation, diarrhea. So we actually talked a lot about poop today. And I don't think they wanted to talk about it, but I think I was deregulating a couple of people. It was actually quite fun for me. But one of the girlies, a lot of like constipation related issues. And I was trying to explain like this could also be multiple things and not just because of the gallbladder and this and that. A lot of things that's not allowing you to discharge.
Yep. Well, I mean, think about the fight or flight response, right?
Yeah.
It's prioritizing what do you need to survive. Eating a cheeseburger and digesting it and pooping out is not top of the list, right? Like when you're running from a bear, you're not like, hold on, like your body's like, forget that, just get away from the bear. So your GI tract literally becomes paralyzed, right? Like it stopped, like the blood shunts away from the gut and goes to your muscles and your heart and your lungs. So yeah, you're not going to poop. And for some people, you have like the opposite, where it's all dysregulated. So it's moving too fast. It's not doing anything. Right. So
where I got my clients,
like, I feel like the gut is,
I got some clients that are shitting all the time. I had some clients that ain't shitting.
Yeah.
We had a lot of
it's a
mess,
right?
So
or it's like coming up, it's burn. Yeah.
Brother, Kids is like, I'm just so scared that everything gets fixed and I'll just have to poop. And like, what is it like to actually poop regularly? Like, am I just gonna shit my pants? It's like, I don't think how that works. And so then I was like, here, just to make you feel good, one of the other girls was like, here's a time when I crap myself. And it was the worst moment of my life. And I was like, I can one up you. I crap myself hiking this summer. And then I had poop on my actual back of my shirt. I don't even know if Spence knows this. I didn't even know it. We're already on the hike. My brother's like, what is that? And it's definitely shit.
Oh, no.
And this is in like 30 minutes into a hike.
He's single, folks.
He's single and now constipated, so it won't happen.
Yeah, it won't happen again.
Maybe that's why you're constipated, because that traumatized you.
It did. My sweet as pie, lovely autistic niece. It's like, it's okay, Nazir. I was like, no. She's like, shut up, go away. She's like, it's fine because I pooped myself too one time. And it, like, this is what happened. I was like, how? It was at my birthday party, Nazir. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I was like, how old? It was just like a couple of years ago. This is when I was 5. Yeah, it's normal for a 5-year-old to shit themselves. It's not normal for a 35-year-old to shit themselves.
You're not doing it now.
God damn it, Penelope.
Usually it means there's medically something wrong with you, but hey, you know.
She's like, it's okay, Nazir. Like, we all poop. And I was like, I'm going to fucking leave you in the desert.
Yeah, we all poop. In a toilet, just not in our pants.
Yes.
Okay, Nazir?
All the girls in group therapy like, did you burn that shirt? I was like, fuck no. You know how hard it is for fat people to find shirts that fit good?
That shit.
I did wash it.
I'm wearing it now.
That's what I told the girls. They were freaking out. One of them was like stimming while tapping at the same time. It's fantastic.
Oh,
I love
no.
my job. All right, I'm done. So, movie time?
Good transition.
Yeah. Shit to Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
The shit to Star Wars pipeline. It's classic.
It's deep.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best.
It's irritable.
So this is Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, the first Star Wars film to kick off. Obviously, this is the story of Luke Skywalker, how he made his journey to become a Jedi Knight, all that fun stuff. As a nerd, this is like one of the first movies you probably watched to be like, I understand it now. I get it.
I feel it.
I get it. This is my people. glowy light sticks and space fights.
Space
this is the
aliens.
best.
Yep.
How do you get any better than this?
You don't.
You can't.
Chicken nuggets?
You can't. But in this first scene, this was when Luke met Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan was talking about how he needed him to go on this adventure to help save Princess Leia. And as they're talking stuff, Luke, he just says, no, I'm not doing all that. This is where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be on this just dust rock, essentially, of a planet where you pretty much go, like, you go there to die. Like, you live there and you die. Like, you don't go anywhere after that. And for him, he thought, like, okay, even though I do want to go out and actually explore and become a pilot and all these things, I'm not going to do that, because you know what? That's scary. That's a scary thought, to actually go out of this comfort zone that I'm now in. It's a nice thought, but I'm not going to do it. And so, also with his aunt and uncle, like, his uncle is just like, hey, don't even think about, like, doing all this stuff. Don't do it. Da 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 da. While his aunt's a little bit more like, hey, I think you could actually be a good pilot and all this stuff. And we all know the reason why now, but before then you didn't know why. You're like, why are they alluding to this weird thing? Like, what's going to happen if he leaves the planet and stuff like that and becomes a pilot? Like, what's going to happen? And then we know that Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, was one of the best pilots, and also became Darth Vader and decided to murder people. So,
started
you
with
know,
children.
hey, you're gonna be a little protective. You're gonna be like, hey, you know, maybe slow it down. Just become a water farmer or whatever the fuck they do. And so now they trek back to this I guess it's just like this vehicle where the Jawas, they do all their business through. And so they find out, oh shit, the stormtroopers were actually over here. And so Luke, knowing something was wrong, because he knew that these were the Jawas that they actually purchased from C3PO and R2D2. He knows that something is wrong, so he goes back, and then he finds his aunt and uncle burnt to a crisp. Yeah,
cooked.
Yeah, cooked. Their skeletons lay out in front of the house. You're like, geez, Star Wars. This is the real Star Wars, people. Not that children shit.
As we said in group
we
therapy,
see skeletons in this Star Wars. We love it.
Motherfuckers deep fried.
And sidebar, I think that's also a reason why like Andor did such a great job. It was so good just having adult themed themes inside of the whole show, as well as talking about topics that are related to today and things like that. I love the second season. If you haven't seen it yet, Andor, check the whole thing out. But second season was amazing as well.
There you go.
Also, okay, so with that, we see the beginning journey of Luke Skywalker. Now he is like, okay, I don't have anything holding me back now. Now I can go out and go for adventures and things like that. So you talk about having this hero journey and how you can relate it to yourself, but then you can also relate it to the work that you're doing, trying to help people find those heroes in that journey that then maybe they can go, and instead of being held back by their illnesses, they can use it as something to kind of step up and be the person that they're always meant to be. So in your case, do you see yourself as Luke Skywalker, or do you see yourself as the Obi-Wan now? Since you've found your path and you found, you've done, you're not done with your journey, but with your illness, you've helped with that journey. Do you see yourself as, wow,
Obi-Wan?
Hood did not. Usually there's supposed to be some room inside of a hood.
I know. I look like
you look like
a clitoris.
You ever seen like the ham where it's a canned ham and it look?
Why is that potato suffocated in bacon?
Why you look like a canned ham? Anywho, can you tell us? Do you see yourself now as the Luke Skywalker still? Or do you see yourself as the Obi-Wan Kenobi now, helping people trek through their journeys and being a voice of reason?
Yeah, or are you actually the Anakin that's trying to murder them?
Yeah,
for money, you son of a bitch.
Are you trying to blow up a planet?
Yeah.
Quiet.
Well, you know, you white people like to kill people, so.
I mean, unfortunately, it's in my blood. You did it.
Mama.
You did it. You did. That's Spencer's other half.
I didn't say nothing.
That's his other half.
People on Spotify don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, well, let's
regulate.
Connect with the body. I would say, well, yeah, I would feel weird saying that I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think, just because he is the ultimate, kind of like Buddha teacher, Bodhisattva, whatever you want to call it. I don't think I'm at that level of enlightenment. I still have wounds. I'm still healing. I'm still going on hero's journeys. I still have shit. But I feel like it's that thing where you get a certain way down the path and you can guide people who are not yet on the path, or who aren't on the path where you are yet, right? Like, there are things that I have learned that I certainly now feel very confident guiding people through because I've been there. So like, Luke can guide whatever, like in those later movies, what's her name? Kylo Ren or whatever. Like he can train other people because he's been there. Right? Yes.
Ray.
But Ray, sorry guys. I'm not into
the black.
Come on, nerd. Let's go. Come on.
A trilogy person, and I don't really know the other movies. So that's all there is to that.
Oh, okay. You're one of those.
I am.
Get off of my porch, you kids type of vibe. Got it. All right. Quiet down, you
I like
kids.
my old timey values, my old timey Star Wars values.
Oh my God. This means
no, but
racism
yeah,
for anyone who doesn't understand. That's what that meant. I'm just joking. That was sarcasm. Please God. Or is it?
Yeah. We talked before we hit record, for people who are now thinking I'm a racist, that I'm 99.9% white,
You're not
and that was
helping
based
your
on
case.
You're not.
I know.
Stop
By
saying
saying that back, you're like,
99.9.
I'm 99% white. Hey,
No, I'm not taking the
I'm
point
so
of pride.
proud of it.
As a
wish
point
I
of
was 100.
clarification. Well, I don't know what the point one is, actually, to be honest. I think
That's
I'm
the
not
part
sure
you
what
hate.
that
It
is.
doesn't matter.
Get out of me. Get out of me.
It's that Portlandia episode where they do, and they're like, I'm 0.02% black, and then they start wearing like more traditional.
Dashikis and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the
That last 1% is autism, FYI. It's not a race.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it
Way
is.
to go, Mom. Way to take an aspirin. Anywho.
Yeah.
Wow, we distracted you so bad, Doctor. I am so sorry. Yes.
It's full.
You
Okay.
identified as not necessarily the one, but definitely still on your journey. And I love that you said that, because you will have a lot of folks on here. Oh yeah, I know. I'm the teacher. I'm the best. Blah blah blah. It's like, shut the fuck up. You just got done crying before the podcast. It's like, you still got shit, kid. You're still working through it.
Obi-Wan also died like 10 minutes later. So
Right. Right.
you know, he was like,
There's
I'm
that.
done. And then he
Yeah.
turned into a puff of smoke and then just
That's right.
went out of nowhere. Literally, he did. No one
Yeah.
explained that ever. Like that literally never happened again in Star
Right.
Wars. Like they never explain why he just disappeared into his robes and like he's gone.
Right. Yeah.
Like it made no
Good point.
sense.
Maybe he was so
At all.
somatized. Is the somatic therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He felt his
just
feelings so.
walked
It was like homegirl that died from depression. What, Anakin's wife? What's Anakin's wife?
What?
Fucking Padme. She just dies of sadness. How do you die of sadness? She died of sadness.
He died of a broken heart. Are you talking about Padme?
Yeah,
You're talking about Padme.
She literally-
Padme died.
She literally died of sadness.
She didn't puff into smoke though.
I know. I'm just saying.
I mean, she did later after they kind of burned her into ashes, but still, I mean, you know.
That's what you call a death cloud. Death Star. Death cloud. So bad. We're so off topic. Oh my God.
This is what Star Wars does to us. Anywho.
I haven't had this much fun on one of our topics in a while. Yeah. Good day. So, okay.
On topic.
Well, how else are we turning this? Well, let's get into why she brought this fucking scene to us.
Yeah, why'd you pick it?
Why'd you pick this?
Okay. Well, I picked this scene because
I love murder. Anywho, let's move on.
I love the
Sorry.
crispy ass chicken nuggets of parents he had. Oh my God. Extra crispy. That's what you call burnt toast.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, doctor. Sorry. Why'd you pick the clip?
bringing it back to center.
Bring it back.
So, yes, I think of illness as a hero's journey, as you said, and it's so like the hero's journey starts with a call to adventure, right? Like that's the classic kind of formula. There's a call to adventure that's saying there's a path that's opening in front of you. You get to choose. It's like choose your own adventure. Which path are you going to go down? For Luke, it was obvious. I mean, he could have stayed and cleaned up the house and continued his life, but like what was there? There was nothing left for him. His life was completely different. And so that's my conceptualization of illness, is that it's a fork in a road, and it's saying life as you know it no longer exists, right? Like you can keep going to your job and keep having your relationships, but like now there's this illness and something has just fundamentally changed regardless. And I take that a step further by saying that the illness is it's calling you to basically step out of your life. It's kind of this reevaluation of who am I? How am I living my life? What's surrounding me? What am I surrounding myself with? How am I thinking? How am I showing up? How am I embodying myself on a daily basis? That is maybe not who I am. It's not, not authentic. And going back to what we were saying before, right? If trauma and stress and all these things take us away from ourselves, away from our core personality, our sense of humor, our quirkiness, or whatever it is, right? If we're suppressing all these things because life told us we had to, then that's not who we are. And so I think of it as this call to adventure to reconnect with ourselves and who that person is. And I often will talk about purpose, and I don't think it has to mean like your purpose is to become a Jedi Knight or like become president or what. It doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. It's to be yourself. Like, I think the purpose of life is to be yourself, to like show up fully in your skin, to be safe and to be resourced and to like be a sense of or a source of safety for other people, right? Because the more safe we all feel in our own skin, then the safer others around us feel. And it just creates this, it changes the culture. It changes the way we show up in the world. And it gets rid of all these fears and these prejudices and these biases that we have about each other, because everyone's just like, oh, you're who you are and I get to be who I am, and that's safe. And no one is going to like bully me or hurt me if I do this. So again, it doesn't have to be this grandiose adventure, but it's this call to adventure to say life as you know it has changed. Illness is here to put a fork in the road. It's trying to wake you up. It's trying to put you back on the path to finding who you really are and who you came into this world being, kind of before, life and everything got in the way of that, essentially.
There you go. Well said. And everyone's path and journey is completely different. And it may take time to discover what the hell is going on, like Spencer said, right? Their parents were holding a bunch of things back, right? Because they know that there's this bigger plot at bay, right? And so you just never really know. And then you get older and you start to find out more and more and more. And it is your responsibility, as you said earlier, to do the digging, to do the work, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you continue on this path. I love that. I would have never taken that scene for that. And I'm pretty love scenes, right? And I wouldn't have saw that, but it is like an origin story like moment. Question, Doc. Who's one of your favorite characters, or is your favorite character in Star Wars?
I think I like R2-D2 the best.
That's a lot of attitude. I'm not gonna lie. He's
spicy.
Yeah.
And
He's a
funny.
sassy little guy.
Also, maybe like a little helper, a little assistant. I can see that. A little therapist, little doc.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, been through a lot. War hero, essentially.
Or just got shot in the head.
He is a war hero.
Yeah. He does it all in the background.
Makes
asking
fun of
nothing in
people.
return. Right? He does it all.
Look at
Make
you.
sure C-3PO is in his place. Just like,
Yep.
shut the fuck up, dude. Like, you think you can walk? That's why you think you're better than me and you can talk? Like, fuck you, dude. Like, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Spence?
That's a top. Probably Luke Skywalker. He's the best.
The guy.
He's the best. Can't beat him. Unless, fucking make him drink green milk.
The green milk destroy him?
Yeah, this The Last Jedi. It's the worst film I ever saw. I was like, I'm done. Fucking done. He made him so bad. But then they brought him back for like the Mandalorian. I was just like, this is awesome. This is amazing. And then like, yeah, they just ruined him for The Last Jedi. And I was just like, you ruined my fucking
Yeah, you don't like it.
my favorite character. You ruined him. Just so you can make him a joke. I'm like, God damn it.
That Obi-Wan series, and knowing him, and then through that Obi-Wan series was fire, bro. That shit was fire.
It was not. That
shit
was
fire,
trash.
bro. That shit was fire.
That was so trash.
The fight they had, that was the saber fight right there.
Wow, that saves a whole series.
The whole series, Obi-Wan.
Oh gosh.
No,
Yeah. How about you, Daz? What was yours?
Oh shit, I had it and I lost it. It ain't Kylo. God damn it! I just had. Oh, it is Yoda, and like.
Yoda.
Is this where Yoda's pervy Yoda, where he's like on his back creeping? Yeah, take me here. He's in the forest and all.
Or no, is that the next?
That's the next
That
one.
was the second movie.
The second one?
Yeah.
When he goes to
Pervy Yoda.
Dagobah.
Pervy Yoda. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
No one called him that before. He's so pervy. He's just on his shoulder.
You can't do that, can you? Stupid. It's like I just started training today, and you're like, I can't lift up my X-wing from the swamp. My bad. My bad.
Yep, 100% is Yoda, brother. It's gotta be Yoda.
I also love Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn was the shit. Like he was. Not only was he the guy to like, because he was in the middle of like everything. He did not like the Jedi Order, but he also didn't like the other side, and so he played. He did it so well where he was in the middle of everything, and yet like he helped train Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Count Dooku was his master. And you're just like, okay, so it's like technically the whole story kind of starts like from there, like Count Dooku training Qui-Gon, and then Qui-Gon training Obi-Wan, and it just goes from there. And I just love how it just comes together so great, and they did it so well with the cartoons.
What was the animated series that me and you watched and we did a pod on? That shit was fire.
It was Tales of the Jedi.
Yes,
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi, and that was like, I was like, wow. I didn't think you could get any better with like the animation and just the story. And they did such an amazing job with that, just bringing in characters that we know, but like giving
Other
more
stories.
backstory towards it.
Yep.
So,
all right.
good times.
I fuck with it. There you go. I feel like a lot of people pick Anakin.
They do, because he's, you know, he's just so cute.
Christian Haydenson. They got to.
He's just a cutie pie.
No, you don't like it? You know? Okay.
No, not Anakin.
The worst actor. Christian Hayden, he's a terrible actor.
So
he's awful.
That's so fucking mean. Jesus.
It's true.
It actually wasn't that bad. They said
when was the last time you watched the prequels? When was the last time?
I mean, recently, because I have a 4-year-old and he's getting into it. So, and I had to like walk out of the room.
You're like, I can't.
You
just
out,
stay in there by yourself.
It deregulated you so bad that you're like, I don't like the way my body feels right now.
It's true. He makes me uncomfortable. It's just, there's an awkwardness. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Girl, I think that's you lusting over him. That's what that is. Let's talk about it.
No, that's the problem. Is when I was young, I like thought he was so attractive, and then I saw him act, and I was like, "Well, that's it. That's it for me."
What about now?
So I'm on the poster. You're like, great, talk.
Yeah.
What about when they brought him back for like the new stuff? Right? I mean, that was some decent acting for the newer
so
stuff.
good.
So good. He's only like 3 minutes, so maybe you liked it. No, okay. Well.
Damn. Shout out to Hayden Christensen.
Shout out to Hayden Christensen. I hear he's like the nicest guy there is too. That just makes me love him.
I'm sure.
Look, I hated the character in the second Clone Wars. Like that one.
Yeah.
He was annoying. She's like, I hate sand. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, okay. I hate the sand and how it feels on my body. And you're like,
autistic.
What is like? What is this movie? Why is this here? Why didn't they cut that?
Girl, watch.
I really loved him in. I loved him in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith. That film, I was like, oh shit! Like this is actually like I knew it was dope when I was a kid, but then when I watched it again as an adult, I was like, yeah, I can do this.
There you go.
All right, fair enough.
She watches Hayden Christensen.
Anakin.
I know, and she can feel herself repressing the hatred. She could.
I know.
I'm gonna
she
get
could say so much more.
That's what I was just
but
gonna
not.
say. You're gonna get your Crohn's gonna come back from watching that shit.
We got
Fuck.
Holy
My
fuck.
stomach.
We're gonna hold you in, strap you in, and you're just gonna watch it.
Watch Hayden. Watch. We're gonna make you watch
Clockwork
Jumper.
Orange me.
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna make you watch the Three Stooges, but after Curly died. Was it Curly? I think it was Curly. Yeah.
Yes, Curly.
When you watch, he makes the other ones. They're horrible. They're
Not
okay.
the other one. No, he's so bad.
They're so bad.
All right.
Well, let's
next
pivot
scene.
to the next scene. That was good. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. I'm so sorry, Doc. This is post nap. This is last couple of pods. Me and Spencer have been dying on Sundays. This is post nap. I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
All right.
I'm
Next
glad to hear it.
Sugar. So in the next scene, this is when, gosh, I forgot what the plan's name is. It Yonder? Can't remember. So essentially, the Empire finds out where all the rebels are, and they are about to destroy the planet. But of course, Luke Skywalker comes in with the rebels, and they attack the Death Star. And as Luke is in this pivotal moment, it's like his first time really flying an X-wing.
Wow.
And yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, his first time he blows up the Death Star. Wow. And so he goes in, and in the moment, right before that though, the squad before him that gets killed, they actually technically are successful, but they just missed, right? They missed, but they're using the computer, right? They're using this computer to help them aim down the sights, and then as soon as they get the target, they shoot, but then they miss. And throughout the movie, Luke Skywalker has this thing where, Obi-Wan, even though it was for a short time, was trying to train him on the Force and just being a Jedi, and how to trust yourself and trust the Force instead of just trusting these machines and things like that. A good example is that he made him put on this blinding helmet instead of just looking at where like lasers come through for this like robot, and then he reflects them. He said, okay, use the Force instead. Like, go in blind. Don't use just your sight, use your other senses as well in order to actually combat this like little robot that was shooting lasers at him. And so after the other squad gets killed, Luke goes into the trench, and then as he's about to shoot, Obi-Wan rings in his head, "Trust the Force, Luke." Put the hood up. There you go. Waiting for that. Trust the Force, Luke. Use the Force.
Trust the Force, Luke.
You just sound like you're sick. Supposed to be British, not not ill.
I'm constipated.
Oh, right.
Hey,
That makes sense.
It does go up to the nose. Yes, I'm constipated. Through the nose.
I'm full of shit, my dad would say.
Jesus Christ. And so instead of using like the machine stuff, he actually uses the Force and ultimately destroys the Death Star. Also in that scene, I think that could be pretty related to is like as soon as he turns off the machine, they're like, "Luke, you good? What's happening here? What's going on? You all right?" Like, what? He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Jesus, like, can't a man like shoot down like a Death Star by his eyesight? Like, come on now, come on. Shooting down some womp rats, as they say in the movie. And so proud of it. Proud of it.
This scene,
and so
real quick, this scene reminds me of that autistic guy from the Olympics that was shooting things with his gun, but everyone else had all those gadgets and things like that. He's just like, I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
There
the
you
Force.
go. Yeah. And so, he was using the Force. Everybody uses it. But yeah, what made you want to pick this scene? And also, have you had those moments, or do you think that it's not the bigger moments that we're talking about, it's those little small moments where maybe we get overwhelmed and we feel like we can't do a certain task or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we just need to believe in ourselves and believe in the prep work and all these different things that we've gone through in order to actually get through those smaller challenges, so that and then maybe we can be ready for the bigger ones.
The Death
Totally.
Stars.
Is that how you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the culmination of the journey, right? So the beginning of the movie is he's just a farmer. He lives with his family. He's a regular guy. Obviously, his family knows his story, but he doesn't. And he gets called to adventure. And this is the culmination of this part of the adventure. Obviously, the movies go on, but like this is the culmination of this particular call. And yeah, he steps into like all those things, like you were saying, like the pilot and the Jedi warrior that he's becoming, and all those sorts of things. Is sort of this moment where if he hadn't, it shows basically like if we are willing to lose who we were, it will activate who we're becoming, right? Like if he wasn't willing to do that, like the Death Star would have continued to exist and would have destroyed the rebels, and they would have taken over the universe and all the things, right? Like he was this pivotal player in that moment where if he had not activated himself in that moment and decided to take this journey, all hell would have broken loose. And so it's again, it's sort of that split in the road of saying there's a timing to things. There's this invitation with your illness. It's here for a reason. Again, this is my language and my philosophy, but it's showing up in your life. It's calling you onto this path, and we don't know why. We don't know what it's calling us toward, but I think that's part of the fun, and part of the excitement of saying, again, illness is not here to curse me and to ruin my life and to end it. It's actually calling me forward into something. I don't know yet what it is. I don't know what I was born, what my like Luke Skywalker destiny, like preloaded thing was that I was born into, but this is an invitation for you to step into yourself. And yeah, when you start facing that fear and facing that resistance, because we all face it. Every single person, I faced it. Everyone I work with is part of the framework I guide people through. We get to that moment of like challenge, and we get scared and we say like, screw this. I don't want to do this. This is hard. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. I want to go back to my old life, even if my old life sucked and I was sick and, you know, nothing is familiar or feels good there anymore. I want to go back to that. That's that pivotal moment of saying like, you're almost there, you know, like push through, put down the camera, put down the screen, trust yourself. You have what's in you. That's the whole point of this journey, is to say that you have what's in you, and you just have to trust that, trust your intuition, trust that you are enough. What you came into this world having is enough for who you are supposed to be and what you're here to do. And you have to stop comparing it to all the other things, and, you know, like looking at all the like technology and all the things that like, oh, I could be this person, or I should be doing that, or they're doing this and they're using this, so you like put it all down and just come back to yourself, trust what's there. And, you know, when Luke does that, when he trusts himself and doesn't think he needs all this other stuff to do it, he completes the mission and does what you said those other guys couldn't do, right? Like, even though they were flying a lot longer than he was, presumably, and like, you know, almost completed the mission, but were not trusting themselves. Maybe, you know, we could maybe say that, like, or didn't have that intuitive trust. And either way, Luke does that, and he does what he's supposed to do and finishes the job. So yeah, I think it's a really beautiful analogy to where this journey can lead us if we're willing to lean into that discomfort and trust that all the fear and all the resistance and all the unknowns are worth it. But we just have to trust that, you know, it's pulling us in a certain direction. We don't know where it's going, but yeah, trusting the process.
I wrote down when we talked in the pre-production that your old life is gone, or you're going into this new life, and what life will look like. Like illness changes us, makes us vastly like different. Well, those are some of the words, like terminology we were using. And so, right, his old life is gone now, and now he's going down this path, and he's doing his best to trust himself, to use the force, whatever metaphor we want to use with the force is now for us, right, is like here on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to Obi-Wan or our therapist, our nutritionist, our healthcare practitioner to help us on this path of like healing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You put, where was it at? Not the call to action. I also put no AI because AI is taking over everything. We just did a couple podcasts on like AI.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, you don't need the AI.
Yeah. No.
But I think it's really hard for people to let go, is what I wanted to ask you. It's terrifying. Like they told you, the doctor said, you're going to live like this. You're always going to be like this. You're always going to be on this medicine. You're fucked. Embrace the suck.
Right.
And part of you was like, okay, I'll embrace the suck. Obviously you have to, there's no other option. But then you start embracing like these other things that you can do to make yourself better. Most of my clients won't embrace, I don't know how to word this. They're terrified that they're going to have to live forever with depression or other mental illness or whatever their autoimmune disease is, the body pains that they have. And I'm like, there's a good chance we're going to have to live with this. How do we navigate living with this and not actually like being miserable as fuck all the time? What are the things that we can do to make ourselves better? Well, I don't want to accept this. Well, kid, you're autistic. Whether you accept it or not, you see and feel and perceive the world in a different way than everyone else does. Everyone's always kind of known that something was off. You've known that something is off. This is who we are. And it's really hard for people to accept that. Or like horrific ups and downs of depression. Really hard for people to accept that. And so this journey work with them, getting them to trust themselves, even though they think that they're always going to live with like this demon. And I tell them, you're going to live with this shit. It may go in remission, which you talked about earlier, the word remission. So I try to get them to accept that you are going to live with this stuff. But you said maybe, I don't know, you see how I'm getting conflated with the two? Like you don't want to have them just like fucking admit defeat because there's things they can do to make these diseases better.
Yes.
But also I don't want them to shame themselves because they have this, right? Because they are the victim of like the world, but it's not their fault. Then some of it is their fault. It's very complicated on how to be affirming with this with clients.
Right.
I have no idea if I asked a question in there. What do you think?
No, I get what you're saying. So there's a few things that come up with that. I think the first thing is this concept of acceptance, which doesn't mean you like what's there, but you are accepting the reality of what's here, because it's like, the first thing in Alcoholics Anonymous is like, you got to admit you're an alcoholic in order to get help, right? Like you can't pretend that you're fine and resolve the problem, right? So the only way to heal something is to see it and to name it and to say, okay, this is here. Whether I like it or not, it's here. And then the second part of that you're kind of talking about is how do we accept it, but not like resign ourselves to it necessarily and say like, okay, and so then that means this is going to happen and this is going to, like, the prognosis, right? That's kind of the word I play with is the diagnosis is correct, but the prognosis is like an open-ended book, right? Like you can write that part of the story. That's what I was working with. And I don't know, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I don't know why I had that mindset of like, this is not going to be my story, because I had no reason to think otherwise. I didn't grow up in like a hippie commune, whatever. Like we didn't even have alternative medicine in my family, right? Like we just went to the doctor, we did the thing. So I don't know. Like, I think that's kind of part of my pre-baked Luke Skywalker, like journey stuff was like, I was supposed to have this different mindset so that I could get to where I'm going. Cause otherwise, like, I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but I think that comes back to also the importance of having a guide, of having someone who's walked the path, because part of the nervous system stuff too is that we're wired for survival, right? So we're always going to move toward familiarity, and what is familiar is safe. Yep. We want to know what it is. We want to know what to expect. We don't want surprises. We don't want unknowns. Yep. So essentially this work I'm asking people to go on is like anti-biology. It's saying, do everything your nervous system doesn't want to do. Go into the unknown. Go where you've never been. Like believe in something you've never seen or experienced before. And people are like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not going to do that. Right. Like it doesn't feel good. It's scary. Mm-hmm. And so the way that I talk about this work is that it's me guiding you somewhere that I have been. My podcast is all about people talking about their illness journeys and how they've healed differently, like how they were given even sometimes terminal illnesses and overcame it. Like I just talked to someone who was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, and he's outlived his prognosis like by 6 or 7 years at this point. He was supposed to be dead 7 years ago. And so the whole thing with the nervous system is we have to see to believe. We need to see examples of what's possible, or else we can't accept it. Most of us, right? Like we can't really believe it or feel safe in it unless we see examples of it. We see people doing it. We see how it's done. And so that's literally what my work is I have this framework that I guide people through, and I say, these are these steps. This is what you're going to expect. It's different for everyone, but you're going to hit resistance. You're going to feel fear. These things are going to come up. These beliefs are going to come up. You're going to want to turn back. And so that helps the nervous system feel more assured of like, okay, if I know what to expect, it feels less scary. And if I know people have done it, it feels less scary. Yep. And if I know that it's possible for them, maybe it's possible for me, maybe, right? And it just starts to open that door. So I guess, again, that's the language I use is like diagnosis, correct, unchangeable, prognosis, open-ended book. You get to write that part, and you can choose the path that's been laid out for you. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like if you just want to take your medications and do what the doctors are telling you, that's great. Like do what feels good to your system. And my work is here to say there's also this other path you could choose and explore if it calls to you. And if you're curious, and if you want to, like I did, believe that there's something more than just pills and like surgery down the road for you, if that's not the life you want. And again, there's no judgment what you choose. But I think my whole thing is I want to provide options because I know what I wanted when I got sick. And so I want to provide that for other people.
Correct. It can be both. Like you can take the medicine, do all the things, and also work to clean up all the other things in life, which may have statistically increased your chances of living with this disability, this disease, this disorder. So you can do both, simultaneously heal through this medicine and through other things as well too. And I think that's where a lot of people, I'm going to just take this. I'm like, homie, we got to do a lot of other shit too. Like there's a lot of shit. Like, this anxiety pill ain't going, I think I need more anxiety pills. The anxiety pills ain't going to help you that you hate your fucking life and you want to die. I'm sorry. It's not going to stop like you just fucking hating this shit. Not going to make this any better. Your situation is not going to be helped with just this. It may help with some of the obsession and all this other shit, but it is a complicated healing journey. Last thing, I'll be done. What the hell is the force for you or for clients? What's the force?
I would say it's intuition.
Intuition. Blech.
Gut feeling, inner truth, inner wisdom, higher self, whatever you want to call it. That kind of inner thing that's there, right? That gets silenced and overruled, kind of like your innate self that you would have been had, again, life not touched it or gotten in the way of it. And so it's coming back to that inner knowing, that inner knowledge. It can even be as simple as like, your intuitive, like, I'm hungry or I need to pee, or like that, just that like body signaling, that body talking to you and telling you what it needs. Like it's on that basic level. And then it goes all the way up to like, yeah, like that person's not safe or don't go there. Or what, like just that feeling of trusting yourself and letting whoever you are come forward uninhibited. That's the force to me in this work.
What do you think the force is? No, you don't have to use all this stuff. Well, like, what do you think? I feel like.
Mini-chlorians.
What'd you say?
Mini-chlorians.
Mini-chlorians. I know it's a Star Wars reference. I just don't remember it.
Doesn't get it.
Mini-chlorians. I might have taken enough aspirin, I guess.
What the hell? Mini-chlorians are essentially what they brought from the prequels to be like, this is how we like measure the force.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like it's a count. So it's like, like Anakin had like huge number of midi-chlorians because he had so much part of the force in them, right?
Yeah.
And I saw a clip of George Lucas talk about how even though people think like when he becomes Darth Vader that he's like not the chosen one and like he's not part of the force anymore, even though the whole time he is part of the force, and it's just leading up to this moment with Anakin Skywalker where he actually not only protects the force but also makes sure to protect like the whole universe by just having that journey. And like you've said before, we've all had these different journeys in order to get to who we are and what we're meant to be. Anakin Skywalker started off being technically a slave in his hometown planet with his mom, and then going all the way to be a Jedi Knight, even being a master to Ahsoka, and then eventually going on to be Darth Vader and does the dark things that he does. So he's done good things mixed with some, you can questionable things in there, and then he becomes evil. But then at the end of the day, then he throws Palpatine off and kills him, and at the end of the day helps save his son, the universe, and everything in there. So it's like, I love how George Lucas makes it such like a full circle moment, even though we get what the end is, but at the same time, he gets to go back and be like, this is the story and how these people actually get to become what they are and what they're meant to be. And I just love that. I love his mind, and it's kind of sad that he's not part of Star Wars anymore. But I love his mind and how he kind of brought all those things together when I'm talking about like the force and just like our story and our journeys. So
many of my clients say that they are bad people, Spence, lately. Everyone's bad. All my clients, for some reason, they just suck. A bad sister, a bad daughter, a bad student, a bad friend, and they are fuck ups. And they will always be fuck ups, and they will die fuck ups, and will rot in hell. I think this is interesting that you brought this up, and this is what I've been experiencing with clients. Because you can have a really good like story and like be the good stuff and all, and then you do a lot of fucking up with things, and these are small fuck ups, Spence, that my clients are doing. It's actually mostly irrational. None of it's actually bad people. I know what bad people are. These are not bad people. But you don't have to die in that like misery. You don't have to die as that bad person. And even if you do bad things, you can still reclaim some of the goodness in which you have in you and like change. Just hopefully it's not on your fucking deathbed, but whatever. Like hopefully you can change. That's interesting. We all have these story arcs, and just because you're on one story arc doesn't mean you have to die on that fucking arc. It's your responsibility to take action and leave some of that shit behind. You don't have to continue doing bad or harming yourself or harming others. By harming, I mean it could be self-harm. It could be the horrible negative thoughts. It could be the trajectory in what you're doing. It could be the alcohol, substance abuse issues. Or it could be what you're doing to manipulate others, but most likely you're doing that to get some type of safety or comfort or attention. I just thought about when you were saying that. A lot of my clients. I've been pushing people. So you're a bad person, huh? And I just keep saying it. Oh, okay. Anytime they say something good, I was like, oh, but you're a bad person though, so you're going to hell. Like, why are you saying that to me? Well, if you say it to yourself, then I guess I'm going to repeat that shit back to you. Doesn't feel good when I say it, does it? No. I'm like, yeah, then stop saying that shit to yourself. It's interesting. Everyone thinks they're bad. Doc, we're going to leave on this. Why do you think everyone like hates themselves? That's what I asked in group therapy today. Why is it that we just can't be like affirming at all? Because our parents got burned.
Yeah, I mean, generational trauma, generational stories, generational, I don't know, glass ceilings. Like, I think there's this fear of becoming like I think there's a fear of potential. Who is it? Marianne Williamson. She said, like, we don't fear our darkness. We fear our light. Like, we fear our potential. We fear like becoming big. It's the bigger we are, the more visible we are, the more we're going to get hurt. And I think it's easier to feel bad and to stay stuck than it is to push past that discomfort and that resistance and to grow and to step into our potential. That's just human nature. We have to take initiative, and that's the only way forward. Like you said, it's not going to happen if we just sit still. You have to take action. That's the only way to get over that and to move into who you really are here to be.
Perfect. That's perfect. Thank you.
All right. And with that, Dr. Erin Hayford, could you give us some plugs where people can follow you, find you, and you can even name like your podcast, things like that, whatever you want.
Promote.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So my Instagram is at Dr. Erin Hayford. It's DrErin HAYFORD. My podcast is the Sacred Illness Podcast. My website is Aurora, like Aurora Borealis, aurorasomatic.com. And that's where you can find my offerings. I have a community, I have one-on-one, and then like my free stuff, my podcast, I also have a Substack. Those are my biggest outlets. I had a YouTube channel and I freaking deleted it on accident. So that's a whole thing I'm dealing with. That'll be back at some point. But anyways, those are my big things. Yeah. And thank you guys so much for having me on today. I had so much fun talking with you, and I don't know if this is how it normally goes, but it was very fun to laugh and talk about Star Wars and share this. It's such a cool concept to share your work through a movie. And it took me, like I said, it took me a really long time to figure it out. And then I was like, wait, like it's exactly this. Like, and the more we actually have talked about it, the more I'm realizing how many little elements of the Star Wars story just pull out exactly what we go through in this journey that we go on. So this was really a fun, really cool way to talk about my work. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Love that. That was hell of affirming.
Yeah, thank you. We be posting that. That's gonna be
Spence, you gotta go ahead and clip that. It's not most of the time. You're like, y'all disabled.
We're gonna pin it on everything.
Yeah. We white person approved.
99.9%, baby.
Yeah.
Close as you can get.
That's right.
Some would say the master race.
Oh boy.
Anywho, with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas, different special podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love, and remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
It's completely up to you. Peace.
Go.